opening today at 200 kilograms. Still has a lot of slack left on those knee wraps, but he's going to go with what works for him. Just like you see here, he walks the bar out, opting for the walkout rather than the monolift, going with what he's used to, what gives him that competitive edge in his mind. Easy opener. At only 22 years old, Rian has quite a bit of experience under his belt. He's competed at ABS 467. He's also competed at the Irish Powerlifting Federation Juniors and Masters Nationals, and most recently the European Classic Powerlifting Championships. Next up we have Keith Fanning opening up with 227.5 kilograms. Massive openers from these guys here today. Weighed in today at 81.4. But this is what makes these guys the pros for the ABS Powerlifting Series 11.
Keith has opted for knee sleeves today.
Strong out of the bottom. Keith is primarily an IPF or Irish Powerlifting Federation athlete. This may be the first time he's competed with the 25 kilo squat bar, so we'll have to see how he gets around that. You'll see he opted for the knee sleeves, as pointed out by Anna there. This is we allow the athletes to choose for this competition between wraps or sleeves, and typically people will opt for what gives them the best competitive advantage, the biggest chance to podium. Big Matthew McKeegan here, opening a massive 240 kilos, weighed in today at 107.4 kilograms, opting for knee sleeves also, and walking out with that monstrous weight on its back. Luckily enough, we have some fairly hefty spotters and loaders, all athletes in their own right, back spotted by big Jake Brennan, Mr. 1K.
Definitely hitting ab standard step there, no questions.
And make no mistake, folks, this is the most competitive platform in Europe. We have the most efficient, quickest, and best platform crew in the business. These weights will be loaded lickety split, so these lifters better be ready to go. Lenny O'Sullivan opening up with a absolutely monstrous 280 kilos, weighing in today at 92.4. Lenny has been playing a blinder in training the last couple of months, and there's a very real chance Lenny could podium today, if not run away with the whole thing. Little bit of miscommunication here with the rack heights. Lenny needs a small bit lower. Jake Brennan, Mr. 1K, first man in Ireland to ever squat 400 kilos in competition on the ball. Lenny keeping his composure. Folks at home, if you've never worn knee wraps, the longer those wraps are on his knees, the more the circulation is cut off, the more painful it gets, the more numb the legs go. They do offer a competitive advantage out of the bottom, but timing is everything with knee wraps.
Waiting for the start.
He's been asked to re-rack again. The timer is ticking down for Lenny to get his first command, the squat command. For anyone watching at home, you have 1 minute to receive your first command, which he does. Controls it into the hole and absolutely blows it out of the water. Not a bother to him. What great composure for Lenny O'Sullivan.
Definitely demonstrating his competing experience by holding it.
Massive respect there for Lenny, kept composure, knees wrapped by Ab's own Conor Kiernan, one of the best knee wrappers in the game, but boy Jesus did those wraps be tight. Next out we have Ger Buckley, the notorious Jercules.
Meme master.
Most commonly known for his meme material, but make no mistake, Ger is a phenomenal lifter in his own right. In the past year, decided to take his exploits into the Irish Powerlifting Federation, competing in 2021 at last chance to qualify. He then went on to nationals, also competed at the July Open in City Gym, Limerick, and then went on to represent the country at Western Euros back in September. Ger now steps back onto the Abs Powerlifting Series platform, back in the knee wraps. He last appeared at Abs Series 7 all the way back in August 2021. It's great to have Ger back on the Abs Series platform.
Very easy.
A great opener there from Ger. He was having a war of words with many of the people at the press conference yesterday. Had a lot of things to say to other competitors. Max Kleinwacker, Nick Meller. He was going to war with everyone. Ricardo Venturi makes his return to the Abs Series platform, last competing at Abs Series 9 back in April of this year, April 2022, opening at a whopping 290 kilos. Over the past year, we've had a great insurgence of more talent from all over Europe, particularly Italy. Same issue again. It appears some of the rack heights that the lifters have entered are not representative of the new Valhalla monolift. So some minor adjustments made, but if they're going to make that mistake, it's better to have it happen on the opener than anywhere else. Filippo Ingrosso opening on 320 kilograms. You heard that right, gang. That is 320 kilograms on the opener. Filippo Ingrosso, Abs Series Pro-Am first place podium winner at previous comps, has also competed at the Abs Pro in the past. One of Europe's top powerlifters, Filippo, opening at 320 kilograms. Monstrous weights from Filippo.
The rack heights must be inputted incorrectly.
It appears as though the rack heights are different from the warm-up racks to the new Valhalla rack. This will all be adjusted in the back between the top table and the lifters. This will be communicated. But that's what makes these guys pros. You see, no one has lost their composure. Everyone's keeping the head in the game. And this is what makes them pro athletes, makes them pro powerlifters. A little bit sticky. 2 to 1, 2 reds to 1 white, missing the lift. Filippo is a veteran of the game. He'll come back round and make up for whatever deficit it was that set him back there.
320 for Jordan Halo, Rock 16, Maximilian Kleinwasser, get ready! On deck is Jordan Halo, 325 kilo, Rock 16.
When that's down really low, I can't hear you. Jordan Hellier, 325 kilograms. A bit of a dark horse in the competition. Not many people have been talking about him online, but based on this opener weight, there's a real chance this guy could run away with the whole comp. Let's see how he gets on. Seems to have missed on depth from what I can see here.
And it's moments like this where it's so important to open light.
Absolutely right. A good bit of maturity and athletic prowess shown by some of our female pro-am lifters. But as we get up into these competitive numbers on the male side, maybe they're feeling more of the pressure. The flight is bigger for the males with a much more varied talent base. We only have 3 ladies competing in the pro-am at this AB series. Perhaps giving them that little bit of breathing room to make those smarter decisions. Whereas we have some heavy hitters, some big egos on the male side. Max Kleinwachter out next with 350 kilograms on the opener squad. No lift for Max either. Looks like it may also have been depth. And make no mistake, folks, this is what makes the ABS series platform the most competitive in the world. Our referees are not blinded by big weights. They're not going to let anybody out with even missing 1 centimetre of depth. They don't care who you are, where you're from, what competitions you've won, or who you've competed against. It's in or it isn't. The ABS series refs are merciless. And more credit to them. This is what we want. This is what we need. This is the highest standard of powerlifting in Europe. Anna, as somebody who's been on that platform, who's lifted to this standard before and highly successfully, these guys that have missed their openers, what must be going through their heads right now?
A lot of nerves, I would say. As you said, the refs don't let anything go to the wayside, so they might have to loosen their wraps, keep their composure, and go out and make sure they hit that depth. But it can be very nerve-wracking.
It's always scary when somebody chooses to open on such a heavy weight, because for those watching at home who may not know, you cannot bring the weight down on the opener. So whatever weight you've logged on the opener, it either has to be that weight again or heavier.
Yeah.
You cannot lower the weight, so it must be quite the nerve-wracking thing.
Absolutely, and as you can see, a lot of the lifters are wearing wraps, and it can be quite difficult to hit depth in it, so it's very important you pick a weight that you know you can hit no matter what. Our final first attempt.
From big, thick Nick Meller, 365 kilos on the bar. He last competed at, whoa, bit of a wobble into the bottom. Holy moly!
See what the refs say.
They're not giving it to him.
I imagine that's for a downward movement.
Must be. He muscled that squat back up. I don't think there was even any rebound off those reps. He purely muscled those weights up. That is scary.
This can be a very interesting end result. We might have some lifters come through that weren't expected to come on top.
Looking at the current run sheet, the last 4 squats were all missed, either due to downward movement or depth. I'm sure these lifters are feeling the heat, not just the pressure from the performance, but also Leonie, our fire breather, back on the AB series platform, spitting those flames. Definitely appreciated in this cold November. But Anna, last time you were here at the ABS Pro in August, this gym was probably about 40-45 degrees on the inside.
It's pretty warm in comparison. I was walking around with a hot water bottle and blankets.
We are back around to the second attempt for the ladies in the Pro-Am flight. Ambra Scalaro jumping up 7.5 kilograms to 117.5.
Loaded for round 2 of the female Pro-Am. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Ambra weighed in at a very light 45 kilos.
Ambra, representing ABS Powerlifting.
This is a personal best for Ambra.
She's also attempting this personal best in sleeves. Highly impressive to be lifting to this standard on this platform and doing it all in sleeves.
No questions on that.
Easy work from Ambra. Everybody, all 3 referees happy with that. The last time we had Ambra on the Ab Series platform was all the way back at the first Abs Pro, the SPD Pro Cup. It's been quite a while since we've had her.
Ambra is also known as the unit.
You're gonna have to explain that one to me. I think that's before my time.
Now we have Sandy up.
Sandy had a little bit of a grindy opener, but nothing she couldn't handle. As mentioned previously, she has done dozens of powerlifting competitions over the years. She is one of the most experienced athletes we've had on the Ab Series platform. Also opting for knee sleeves, keeping to what she knows. 122.5 kilograms on the bar for Sandy.
Good lift.
Good lift, 2-1. 2 side refs were happy. It was quite the fight out of the bottom, but it all paid off.
Sandy is a lifter who I've seen, and she can grind anything. No question.
It does take, that's what separates a lot of the newer powerlifters from a lot of more experienced ones. Those veteran athletes, they know when to fight, when to grind. Sometimes when you're a little newer, you don't know, you might give up a little too easy. You might expend too much energy on a lift you weren't going to get, but veteran lifters like Sandy, they know themselves, they know what they're capable of, and she fought her way out of the bottom there, leaving enough left in the tank to take something else on the third, and plenty left in the tank for bench press and deadlifts later on today. Sarah Sobak jumping up 20 kilograms to 170 kilos for Sarah Sobak for her first time on the Ab Series platform. Sarah first started competing at the age of 19 as a junior back in 2016 in Croatia. Works hard for it. An impressive second attempt from Sarah.
On to the men's second attempts.
Notice they're changing the bar for the men.
So for the male Pro-Am flight, we used a 25 kilo squat bar. It is thicker, it is longer, there is knurling the whole way across the surface of the bar. Particularly for the heavyweight athletes, this can be a bit of an advantage, a bit easier to use. I've heard some of the heavyweight athletes call the standard power bar a noodle bar. The likes of Jake Brennan, Eamon Hartford much prefer lifting on this 25 kilo squat bar, but for some of the smaller athletes, the more lightweight athletes in the male Pro-Am, I wonder if this could potentially be a bit of a disadvantage.
Potentially. We used it for one of the first competitions as the females, and it was very difficult to keep on your back. Now we have Davidas coming back out.
Davidas Barasas, 200 kilos on the bar. A reminder, folks, Dav weighed in today at 65.2. This is a monstrous weight to contend with. About 3.5 times body weight here for Davidas. But again, a veteran of the game, his first competition all the way back in 2013. almost 10 years in powerlifting. What a pro. Dav, sporting the villainous mustache, takes 200 for his second attempt with some left in the tank. His best squat ever on record in wraps was at Abs Series 5, which also happened to be his last competition. He took 215 for his second, missing 225 on his last attempt. I wonder, will he be back for redemption or what he's after today? It's going to be interesting to see what that pushes for into that third. Rian McKeever jumping 15 kilos. Opened at 200, now up to 215 kilos. He had a nice easy opener. Rian, in the short time he's been competing in powerlifting, is putting together quite an impressive performance. He's working for every centimetre.
He held the form really nicely, and I think that's what got him through that squat.
235 kilos for Keith Banning, rack 12. Match McKeegan, get ready on deck. Keith Banning of City
Keith Fanning jumping up to 235 kilos, 7.5 kilos up from his opener. He opened at 227.5. Squatting today in knee sleeves. Again, primarily competes in the Irish Powerlifting Federation. Might not be used to using the 25 kilo squat bar, but he hasn't let it phase him here today. He's walking onto this platform with a bit of purpose, amping himself up, moving with a bit of intent. Let's see how he gets on here with the second attempt, 235 kilos. Smiles all round from Keith. Great second attempt.
I think that's a personal best for Keith as well, so he'll be very happy with that. Or Matt's personal best.
His most recent competition back in September at the September Open in Phenom Gym. He missed 245 as his third attempt. I wonder if he will take something similar today. Maybe a bit more conservative for his first time here at the Abs Pro-Am flight. He does. He lodges in 242.5. Let's hope he locks that in. Next up we have Matthew McKeegan. 250 kilos on the bar. An even 10 kilo jump from his opening attempt. Moves pretty good for a second attempt, leaving himself with a little bit of wiggle room coming into the thirds. And with lifters like this, they have a long game plan, long-term game plan for the whole day. So I would look at Matthew's attempt there and say there's probably maybe another 5 to 10 kilos in the tank. Do you think he should take the kilos he can get here, or leave a little bit extra in the tank coming into the bench press and the deadlift later on today?
From personal experience, I would be trying to just go for 3 for 3 on squat, knowing what you can get, and then push it for deadlifts.
Absolutely agreed. I think squats tend to be where people have the most nerves. It's the most nerve-wracking part of the competition. It sets the tone for the day. I think setting yourself up for a win with a bit of momentum is the way to go. As mentioned earlier, I'm sure the 4 guys towards the end of the flight here have still yet to have a successful opener, probably feeling the heat, feeling the pressure to lock something in to stay in the comp.
Lenny back up.
Lenny jumping up to 295 kilos. rack height has been adjusted. A nice clean open from Karen. Operating the mono. Wow. Great speed. Let's see what the referees think of it. 2-1. It's a good lift.
305 kilos for Ricardo. Joe Buckley, get ready. On deck is Ricardo.
Lenny quietly putting together a great performance here on squats, leaving himself with enough room. I can see he has logged 305 kilograms for his third and final attempt on squats, well within Lenny's wheelhouse as well. Ricardo Venturi, 305 kilos on the bar, jumping 15 kilos from his opener. Ricardo also had some issues with the rack height on the way out, but didn't phase him too much.
All seem to be resolved now.
That's it. If you see one mistake on an AB Series platform, it's corrected pretty damn quick. Oh, he has to work for it.
And it is a good lift, 319 for Ricardo.
Probably a little heavier than we'd want from a second, but does leave him with a small bit of room to take a third if he chooses to.
I imagine he'll just jump 2.5.
Buckley, the Meataholic.
Now we have Ger back up. I know I was speaking to Ger yesterday and he mentioned he had a bit of a back injury, so see how he handles this now today.
To be honest, I think Jer might just be here for the memes. He might just be here for the crack. Like, I think he's trying to get it. I honestly say in the back has been highly interesting. I'm sure there's been a little bit of mind games being played between Jer, Nick, Max. I know he had some choice words for Jordan Hellier at the press conference yesterday, from what I caught on the live stream.
Let's go, Jer!
Jer is a pure contender in strength sports, competes not only in powerlifting but also in strongman. And don't worry, he throws the strongman athletes as well.
That was nice and easy.
A pretty smooth second from Jer, 310 kilograms. They don't give it to him. I'm going to guess the issue was depth. I know Jer has been having a hit and miss prep for the squats. So it'll be interesting to see what he chooses to do in the third. But at the moment, he's got a bit of wiggle room again. That moved fine, so I'm sure if he wanted to retake it with a centimetre or two more depth, he'll get it in, get it secured, and get the 3 whites.
Yeah, it didn't look like a strength issue to me.
Filippo Ingrosso, the former ABS Series Pro-Am champion, retaking 320 kilos for his second attempt. Still waiting to get Filippo on the board here.
This is where the experience comes in, having to keep that composure for your second attempt.
Big Jake Brennan, words of encouragement in Filippo's here as he back spots. Wow.
That was nice. See what the refs say.
Wow, they're not giving it to him again. Again, I wonder if the issue here is depth. It must be getting pretty scary out there for the former ABS Pro-Am champion. There is a real chance he could bomb out of the competition. So for those watching at home, if Filippo misses all 3 of his squat attempts, he will not receive a total and will not then therefore have a dots score to place on the podium. So he will be DQ'd from the competition. Big Joe the Beard cleans the chalk off the 25 kilo squat bar. This gives the athletes the best chance of keeping the bar in a good position, keeping it nice and solid and tight on their back. Jordan Hellier, next out, chooses to jump 5 kilos despite missing his opener. He's now taking 330 kilos on the bar.
Brave move.
Let's go, Jordan. 5 kilos up for his last attempt. The Ruxman coming to bring it
Again, Jordan Hellier's first visit to us here at the ABS Pro-Am at ABS Series 11 Valhalla. But make no mistake, he is quite an experienced lifter, making his powerlifting debut in 2016, so he's been in the game a while.
Waiting for the start command.
Looks like he is soft on the knees, so he will not receive a start command from the head referee until his knees are fully locked out, fully extended. If there's any slack in the knees, he will not receive this command.
Same issue.
And again, this speaks to the standard of the ABS Powerlifting Series referees. They will not let anything out here. All the rules, all the standards have to be adhered to before he will receive that start command. His previous best in reps on openpowerlifting.org as long as 350 kilos, which happened at his most recent competition in April 2022. Okay, he is choosing to not take the attempt, taking the wraps off on the platform. Again, this is where the pressure is on for Jordan. He needs to put up a squat attempt to stay in the competition.
350 kilos for Maximilian Gloymaster. 350 kilos for Big Max.
So far we have 2 lifters that need to come out and get their third attempt to get a total.
Let's see what you got.
I'd imagine emotions are high in the back. Remember, folks, ABS Series is not a tested meet. A lot of these guys are riding high on more than just emotion, so things can get pretty heated back there. Max coming out aggressive. A big bear of a German man. He has squatted this weight before. What a relief for the big German bear of a man.
Other than the reffing, if you haven't lifted on a platform with fire breathers and an atmosphere like today, it can be very nerve-wracking, and that's where you can see mistakes coming in.
Absolutely, that's the test of the ABS Powerlifting Series. It's not just the referee standards, it's not just the spec of equipment, it's the environment. In more ways than one, the pressure is on. You're competing against the best, you're held to the highest standard, but you're also in an absolute pressure cooker of stimulus, of music, people cheering. This is unlike any other powerlifting competition in the world. Anna, as somebody who has represented the country at many international competitions and also competed at the ABS Series, how does it differ from these other international high-level meets?
You wouldn't have music blasting like today, we wouldn't have fire breathers, so it's a very different experience, but definitely one I relish, and if anything, I much prefer it. You can kind of feed off the crowd, feed off the atmosphere. In internationals, it's very quiet and very clinical, so in a way it can almost be scarier.
It's the pageantry of the ABS Series that draws so many eyes. So many of these world-class lifters. Here is Thick Nick Miller. They give it to him, he locks in 365 kilos, missing it on the opener, takes it again for the second attempt.
What a relief. On to our third attempt for the girls.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we just want to say a big thank you to ABS Powerlifting.
Ambra Scalaro choosing to jump up 5 kilograms, 122.5. This will be a personal best on squat at one of the lightest body weights she's ever competed at, 45.4 kilos.
Based off her second attempt, I think this should be well within her reach.
Swapping back over to the 20 kilo Alico bar here for the ladies. The 3 ladies in the Pro-Am division quietly putting together a phenomenal performance we're seeing all the car crash attempts in the male division, but the girls being clinical, approaching it like professionals, and putting together some outstanding squat attempts here. Ambra walks out her third attempt, 122.5 kilograms.
Wow. She had a little bit more in her tank.
What a great attempt from Ambra, and just like you said earlier on, Anna, she's gone 3 for 3 on her squats. She's built up some momentum now coming into bench and leaving some energy, some aggression, some excitement in the tank for later on for the deadlifts. Likely a very, very good decision from Ambra, carrying on that wave of momentum.
Absolutely, it can be a long day, so you don't want to exhaust yourself too early on.
Sandy Berg, 125 kilos on the bar, just like you said, Anna, jumping 2.5 kilos for the third after a pretty tough second attempt. Let's see how she gets on.
Not today.
Thank you to our spotters and loaders, Abdullah, Jake and Kieran, saving the day, or should I say Colin.
If there ever was a team to feel safe with, it would be them. I've competed with Jake behind me numerous times and feel very safe with him behind you.
Sarah Sobak, 175 kilos for her third and final attempt on squats, weighed in today at 62 kilograms. What a monstrous, monstrous attempt.
2.8 points body weight squat for Sarah. They go 3 for 3. Round of applause for the last squat of the female Pro Am Glide.
Her personal best in reps is 207.5, but based on previous competition, she's probably the lightest body weight.
I believe she said at the press conference yesterday she was dealing with some injuries, I believe, to the low back or hip. So the fact that she's still here and competing speaks to the type of athlete that she is, the mindset that she has. Oh, works for every little centimetre. Can she do it? No. Thank you to our spotters and loaders taking care of our athletes here today. But overall, what a great flight for the ladies, putting on some great performances there, and a great debut at the Ab Series for Sarah, who will no doubt be putting together a game plan now for her bench press.
This is your meeting too, man. This is what we've all been waiting for. This is where the big boys come.
We are rolling on to the third attempts on the male Pro-Am flight. This is where things are going to get a little bit more interesting. We could see some monstrous squats, we could see some absolute car crash attempts. We are opening up with Davidas Barasas. 205 kilos on the bar. After 2 years, he is back on the platform, returning after a long layoff. His previous appearance was at Abs Series 5. We are all the way back around now to Abs Series 11. Everybody on that platform, we all train with Davidas. We've all received training advice and coaching from him. Davidas actually handled me at my first 3 Abs Series meets. And it's great to see him competing again. Big Evan Moore, Mr. MC, getting this crowd behind Davidas.
What a squat by Davidas. What a squat. 3 1 down.
What a great welcome back to the platform for that man. Great to have him back. Hopefully it won't be long before we see him competing again.
20 kilo on the bar for Ian. From Colvin, head coach of Nierp State, coached by Jay Bird of Out Powerlifting.
Reen McKeever,
20 kilos.
third and final attempt, 220 kilos on the bar. A nice even 5 kilo jump from his second attempt. This will be a 5 kilo personal best in wraps for Rian.
Looks hyped. He's ready for it.
He buries it nice and deep and he powers out of the hole. What a pro.
He looks happy with that.
No question about it. What a great day he's having. And again, you'll have this where it's been the bigger super heavyweight athletes that have had most of the attention, most of the press. But make no mistake, the lightweight lads are quietly putting together some pretty good performances here. I'd be interested to see how the whole day plays out. Fanning representing City Gym Limerick, I believe. Going for 242.5 kilos on the bar. This will be a personal best if he can get it. Let's see.
Let's go, Pete.
Get that lift based on depth.
Sad when it happens. It looked good from where I was, but again, the referee's decision is always final. And it's in everyone's best interest just to accept it. Good calls, bad calls, whatever we might think, with our own little biases, the referees have the final say. You gotta respect it. Matthew McKeegan jumping another even 10 kilos for his third and final squat attempt. 260 kilograms on the bar. Looks good from up here. Let's see what our referees say. 3 whites for Matthew McKeegan, putting together a great performance today on his squats.
Next up, we have Lenny O'Sullivan, 305 kilos, rack 8 and 8 for Big Lenny.
Lenny O'Sullivan jumping 10 kilograms from his second attempt. 305 kilograms, over 3 times body weight for Lenny, who weighed in today at 92.4 kilograms. A member of ABS Powerlifting. I've seen some of Lenny's training for the Sunday squat sessions, 9 a.m. Sunday mass, and Lenny's been playing an absolute blinder. This is well within his wheelhouse, well within his capabilities.
Let's go, Lenny. Come on, buddy, let's go.
That is a serious amount of weight to have on your back.
Oh, great catch from our spotters and loaders there. Big Luca, Abdullah, Ben, Colin, and of course Jake Brennan looking after our lifters there on the platform. Smart decision from Lenny. He knew right out of the bottom position that he wasn't going to have it and just let it come back down, likely saving a good bit of energy for his bench and deadlift later on. And that's like we talked about earlier on, Anna. This is sometimes what happens here, the maturity of these athletes, knowing when and when not to grind. Ger Buckley, third and final attempt, 317.5 kilos on the bar. A bold choice to jump 7.5 kilos after missing the second attempt, 310. Be very interested to see how Jared gets on here, but a 7.5 kilo jump after missing the second. Bar is loaded for Hercules. Jared's had quite the competitive season in powerlifting over the past year. Would love to see him lock this one in.
What the ref say?
It is no lift. Certainly seems to be an issue with the depth, but a bold move by Hercules to add the 7.5 kilos. Now as we roll on, gang, we are getting into the more contentious part of the flight. Filippo Ingrosso, for the third time, is going to attempt 320 kilograms for his squat. This is what he had in for his opener, Anna, so he hasn't hit it yet. This is where things get a bit tense for the former Abs Pro-Am champion.
Everybody, big round of applause behind Filippo! World Series champion!
Right behind him.
Filippo, your bar is loaded!
And this is what powerlifting's all about, everybody. Despite the fact that many of these athletes are competing against each other for that top podium position, nobody wants to beat a pro athlete like Filippo on a DQ. They want to beat him on the platform at his best. So everybody here in attendance wants to see Filippo lock this in. He gets it. Phew.
He is happy with that.
A great attempt, a great attempt.
Yeah, you can see why he chose that for an opener. Very easy when he finally got it.
A consummate professional. Filippo smiling the whole way through, hasn't lost his temper, hasn't gotten upset. He understands what the issue is. Just took him a couple of attempts to get it, but he got it in, and as you can see, as Hannah rightly pointed out, once he hit it to the standard, he absolutely smoked it. So he's going to have to make up a couple of kilos later on the bench press and the deadlift to stay in the running for the #1 spot, but definitely well within the former champ's capabilities. Jordan Hellier in the same exact position. He needs this third attempt, 330 kilos, to stay in the running for this competition. The referee, oh, he just locks him. Good lift, 2-1. What a relief. They left him waiting there for quite a long time. Side referee Killian Carolyn was not letting him away without locking those knees, and he did finally got the squat command and made it. So he stays in the competition. Max Kleinwachter coming out for his third and final attempt. 360 kilograms on the bar for Max.
Am I correct in saying everyone now has a subtotal?
With great relief, yes, we can say that. Keeps the competition interesting for us and everybody watching on the live stream at home, the KiloCast live stream. We don't want to see anybody bomb out. We want to see, we still don't know, we don't really know who could be #1. We have a lot of contenders and some dark horses.
I imagine it'll be down to the final poll.
Let's go! Yeah, buddy!
And that just shows you the standard of athlete we have, that it can come down to the last deadlift, just like it did in the Abs Pro back in August. The male flight coming down to the final pulls between Jesse Moore and Luke Tolman and the eventual pro champion Dave Richardson. He's fighting, whoa. No lift. The attempt was actually 365 kilograms. This would have been a 15 kilo personal best for Max. Shame he didn't get it, but again, he can walk away knowing he locked in a solid 250 kilos on his second attempt. Big Nick Meller loads 380 kilos for his third and final attempt. Ricardo Venturi opting to not take a third, finishing on 305. So the biggest squat of the flight, Nick Meller, 380 kilograms. He's quoted as saying in the press conference that everybody else here was nobody. He was going to come in, win, and in his own words, fuck off home.
And it is ready to go, Nick. Let's go. Barry's loaded. Everybody show some support for Big Nick Miller.
My track record so clean, they couldn't wait to finish. I must be getting too flat.
Let's go, Nick. Everybody, come on. Round of applause on your feet. Show some support for the Lictor. Show some support for Nick.
Nick's last competition was also with us here at ABS Series 9. He finished on a 935 kilo total. He'll be aiming to beat that today.
Come on, Nick, let's fucking go! Come on, big man!
Haters taking some, feel like they junior. Say your time is coming soon.
Go, Nick, go, go, go! It is a good.
He locks in 380 kilos for his third and final attempt. What a squat from Nick Meller. Last time he was with us here, he got his opener 360 and missed 385 twice. So this is a new best from on the ABS Series platform, 380 kilos. What a squat.
What a comeback.
Gang, we're going to roll things on here. Our spotters and loaders, our platform crew. They're going to clear that monstrous Valhalla monolift while we set up for the bench press from the Pro-Am flight live on the KiloCast live stream. Don't go anywhere.
5 past 5.